Not to be dramatic, but that really hurts.
Agreed.
Oh.
It's a forest fire, so.
Oh my goodness, we got fire.
It smells so much like
We gotta get out of here.
It smells like so.
It's like 100 degrees out here. We gotta get out of here. We got a problem. A couple days ago, we were looking at some very old files from 1960 in the Caving Grotto database, which the state keeps and we have access to. And it made mention of a cave, and from the sounds of it, it was in this area. As far as we know, no one's been in it since 1960.
So it's right up in there. There's several splits. It comes from farther down and farther down, but that cave is up in that area from this first split.
Okay, interesting.
I think right there you can get into the creek.
We're having a hard time getting up here. This hike is very rough. Pretty rough, huh?
Yeah. The snake, see him running?
Where?
Right there, he's falling in.
Woo! In the water. We got a bull snake. The water snake.
The aquatic garter snake, always willing to defend his watery sanctuary from trespassers. This one was harmless, even friendly, and we admired his beauty as we passed by.
Very pretty. So we're having a tough time finding this, but it's some beautiful rough country. This is just beautiful.
Jacob mounting a final assault on the steep waters that spring from the mouth of the cave.
The hike to get here is super brutal. The cave is small. This cave we thought was erosional, but it's not. This is a spring that literally springs up from inside the cave. And the old write-ups from the 60s say there's waterfalls in here and pools, and so we're going to investigate. But the first thing we have to do is to crawl along this corridor, and it is going to be nothing but pain and wet and water and cold. So, waddling through pretty deep water. And, I got some water socks on. It makes a big difference. They are waterproof. That makes a big difference in the temperature.
Crawling through the cave, through this water part, and then trying to stay dry for as long as possible.
And make no mistake, the frigid waters of this cave spring are super chilly and super painful. This is a very tough way to crawl through an entrance with a low head and your feet and knees and legs and elbows submerged in the icy headwaters.
Freezing!
And here I am making a push out of the entrance into the second corridor of the cave, where it gets tighter and the water gets deeper.
So everybody wants to know if the grunting is necessary.
Yeah, it is.
That's what I say. Yes, it is.
And Jacob squeezing his way up through into the next room, dark, foreboding, pushing his way through the small rapids, the cold water, and you can see the beauty of these small underground chambers. And I'm reaching my best up through the hole in the floor to arrive at a room that hasn't been entered in 50 years. Wet, cold, but happy to see this beautiful underwater spring.
So I'm coming through this, trying not to get too wet.
Almost like the fountain of life, the fountain of youth. And always the rushing water. You can see the beauty of this small underground labyrinth.
And this is the stream, and it's quite loud, and it comes right from the side of the mountain. This water, again, not cave water. This water is a spring. This water probably created the cave. There's a lot of clay in here, so some of it's erosional. And it also seems like some of this cave is granite. Don't take it for granted, Jacob. So watch this. That's cleaner than your water faucet, I guarantee it.
We just found this creature in the water. It looks like a fish, but it has legs. I'm gonna get near him so we can move so you guys can see a better view.
This is the mighty Cascade Torrent Salamander, and this cave was his permanent home. We also found a couple of smaller ones, probably babies.
We're going to leave him alone because he probably is not used to this light.
Okay.
What's up?
Over here. deep pool.
How deep is it?
Probably about here. You can swim in it. Welcome to the pool of life. It's the most clearest, most beautiful thing I think I've ever seen. It's so crazy. It's like clear as oxygen. It just seems like it's a force field into a different realm. It's the rocks that are there. They're like perfectly rounded. They're blue. They have what looks like gold, but I think it's just granite. And there's a waterfall right behind me. Or pickles. And seems to be a room.
That's the way through?
Let's go check it out.
You want to hit it?
It's the way through.
Go.
So it looks like we zoomed through this room right away, but we spent some time by this pool, which was as mesmerizing to us as it is to you. One of the most beautiful, interesting pieces we've ever seen. As Jacob disappears into the darkness.
Whoa! Jeez, this is a big
We
room.
were genuinely thrilled with this cave. It's not a huge cave, not terribly long, but every room was so interesting and so much different than anything we've normally seen.
Okay.
Which appears to be the end.
This is cool. Whoa, look!
We found this. You know what that is, guys? That's a note in a bottle that filled with water, and the note dissipated from 1960. And Jacob is going to drink it right now
What?
for 1,000 likes.
Oh, no.
Is that a hole?
Where?
Look up.
That is a hole.
Go up to it.
Okay, 1 second. Let me replace this to its... Okay. It's a hole.
So we thought this was the last room, but it seems like the cave continues. Come in here, get in here. It seems like the cave continues up through this hall, and so I'm going to create a human ladder and send up Bo Peep.
Ball peep?
These rocks are all pretty unstable, and so
rock you
Jacob, why don't you
touched.
explain what you're doing as you climb up
So, currently I'm climbing up,
and talk about what
Calvin here, and first you need to grab on the race, and then pull yourself up from there, stepping on him.
it's all about trust.
I have no light.
Get on my shoulder.
There we
you
go.
How is it?
It's cool up here.
And he steps on my shoulders. Jacob's still learning to trust my shoulders. And then Jacob has to help out Fatty McGee. Pull my body around. Maximum strength. We gotta pull. We gotta get it.
After I sent Jacob up through the hole in the ceiling, as he waited for me to muscle my way up through the chamber into the ceiling, into the final room where we would present light. The first light this room has seen in a very long time, and probably the last time it will see light again.
So, we're in the very last room of the cave. Now, the cave continues, it goes into a spiral chamber at the very end. It just goes straight up. It's crazy. And the rocks on the walls look like a child's play set of Legos. They're just barely set in there. They're like glued with little glue. It's so creepy. They're like, one's touching it like this far apart, and it's all over. They're just stacked. You can look through the cracks and see it just...
Rocks in caves with minerals like hematite and limonite over a long period of time can be stained by iron into colors of purple, red, or even bright yellow like you see here. And the oddity at the end of this cave was this narrow chimney-like chute that went straight up.
Point up in there.
Look up!
Okay, it's gonna touch you. Wow, that is really odd.
I'm absolutely horrified.
So Jacob's backing out of that hole.
This is a far drop.
I know.
I'm gonna have to fall. Ow!
How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good.
Okay. Oh my goodness. Things Jacob can do that I cannot do. We are going home.
And somehow leaving a cave, Jacob is always much faster than getting into a cave. Look at him hustle through there. We come down through the watery spring and through the hole in the floor. This is like climbing down through a waterfall. This is a tight squeeze. And we both tried to breach birth this because you can't go headfirst into a pool of water, and going feet first blindly, you're going to end up your entire body in 4 or 5 feet of freezing cold water. We really tried to avoid that. And here you can see me attempting to go breach, and I was not able to fit, and I am struggling. And I did get as stuck as I ever get, stuck to where I had to pause the panic, to reset, and to back myself up through the hole again, and then just come down feet into the water. This is always harder than it looks. These areas are very small.
Okay, good job.
This river, there's a long crawl passage this tall, halfway of water. It's horrible. But that's the way out, and that's where we're gonna go. Oh, this is so cool. Okay, I'm going all in. Oh, crap.
Go bite my legs over here. This side. Over here. Good job.
Oh my gosh, it's so smoky. Oh my gosh.
Not to be dramatic, but that really hurts.
Agreed.
Oh,
There's a forest fire, so.
oh my goodness, we got fire.
It smells so much like
We got to get out of here.
It smells like so.
It's like 100 degrees out here. We got fire. We got to get out of here. We got a problem.
It smells so much. It smells like freaking.
We have a huge problem, dude.
It smells like you're in a fire.
Okay, so Jacob and I just came out of the cave, and we're very excited because the cave was freezing cold. We thought, oh, it's warm out, but it feels extra warm, and that's because we are in a fire. There is smoke. We can't. Our visibility is gone, dude. You can't, the visibility out here is gone.
So like s'mores and fire.
Jacob, we're in the fire. You don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, we are not distance. Look, you can't see.
No.
Like, look, it is right there. We're gonna do our best to cover this, with video, but we have a ways to trek. Careful here, it's slippery. You gotta go on your rear. Right.
No. I'm still getting out of the cave and I'm dying of a fire.
Oh, my legs are still a little bit numb.
Yeah, same. Right there.
What's that?
Be a lot faster now.
Well, we're going downhill, and we might be racing a fire.
I can smell the fire.
Yeah, you can smell the trees burning. Okay, we're through the creek now.
It's overpowering. We have to go.
I know. I can see I can taste the smoke.
The smoke coming out of the cave was a result of several fires, both local and statewide. There are fires in Oregon and Washington that are raging and continue to rage until the making of this video. Thus far, over 1 million acres have burned in Oregon in 17 major wildfires in the 2020 season. When we had gone in the cave, the winds began to shift and the smoke from all the fires filled the valley and the river valley that we live. There was a fire started in the river valley and came up over a hill where they blocked the roads, blocked residents, had the fire department come in, and the fire fizzled out after burning only several acres along the side of the river. But for many residents of Washington State, and especially of Oregon, have lost their homes, have lost their lands, and to the making of this video, the fires are still burning.